All right, let's start the week off strong. I want to start the week off right, become smarter investors together. I want to cut to our featured article of today, which is Bitcoin Trend Chart Predicts 2020 Block Halving Could Be Massive for the Price. And this article, which is reporting on a study, the real value in this is the appealing conclusion. They concluded that by 2023, it's very much possible that one Bitcoin will be worth $10 million. So obviously an appealing thought. I mean, can you imagine? So think of how much Bitcoin you own, and then imagine one day in 5 years, one of those Bitcoin will be worth $10 million. Let's talk about this. Let's see if it's even possible, because right now Bitcoin is sitting at $6,500. I know most of you have been involved with Bitcoin for maybe 2 years, and especially with the way the market's been going the past 6, 7, 8 months, it's hard for me to even think of Bitcoin being at $100,000 or even $1 million. I mean, it's damn near impossible for me to imagine Bitcoin hitting $10 million by 2023 in 5 years. So I don't know what you think. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you want to know what I think? I think if you've been involved with Bitcoin for 2 years, then you don't know jack about Bitcoin, because before we even get into this article, I want to take you through a crash course, year by year, a short history of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And I think you're going to find a lot of value in today's video, because I want to put things in perspective before we speculate on the Bitcoin price by 2023. And by the way, guys, welcome back to Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe for daily videos on everything going on in the cryptocurrency space. My name's Aaron, and like always, if and when you find value in today's video, hit the like button. Hit the like button. It helps us grow as a channel. And by the way, I love making videos. Well, me and my brother both make videos, but I love the fact that we have this channel, because I feel a responsibility, obviously, to make a video every day, and that lets me keep researching every single day, because a lot of people are going to make money in the next coming years with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. A lot of people are going to make money, and I see no reason why you and me can't be two of those people. Anyways, let's get into it. A short history of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Although it's often referred to as new, Bitcoin has existed since 2009, and the technology it is built on has roots going back even further. In fact, if you invested just $1,000 in Bitcoin the year it was first publicly available, you would now be richer to the tune of $36.7 million. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat its mistakes. So here's a brief history of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. 1998 to 2009, the pre-Bitcoin years. So think about what was going on in 1998. That was the height of the dot-com bubble. And then 2009 was 3 years into YouTube. So around this time, although Bitcoin was the first established cryptocurrency, there had been previous attempts at creating online currencies with ledgers secured by encryption. 2 examples of these were B-Money and BitGold, which were formulated but never fully developed. Cut to 2008, the mysterious Mr. Nakamoto. A paper that you can still read today, a paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was posted to a mailing list discussion on cryptography. It was posted by someone calling themselves Satoshi Nakamoto, whose real identity remains a mystery to this day. 2009, Bitcoin begins. And imagine, guys, now that we're 2009 now, Bitcoin begins. Were you aware, was Bitcoin on your radar at this time? Can you imagine if you had invested in Bitcoin in any of these years we're about to discuss, could you have held on to it? 2009, the Bitcoin software is made available to the public for the first time, and mining, the process through which new Bitcoins are created and transactions are recorded and verified on the blockchain, begins. So in 2009, only nerds were mining Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin had no value. Nobody wanted it. Nobody traded it. Nobody accepted it. It was only people who were psyched about the technology who started mining Bitcoin. 2010, Bitcoin is valued for the first time. As it had never been traded, only mined, it was impossible to assign a monetary value to the units of the emerging cryptocurrency. In 2010, someone decided to sell theirs for the very first time, swapping 10,000 Bitcoins for 2 pizzas. Of course now, 2020, retrospective vision, of course now we know that this was a great decision and those pizzas were delicious. But anyway, it began the chain of events to allow us to believe that Bitcoin has value. 2011, rival cryptocurrencies emerge. As Bitcoin increases in popularity, the idea of decentralized and encrypted currencies catch on. The first alternative cryptocurrencies appear. These are sometimes known as altcoins and generally try to improve on the original Bitcoin design by offering greater speed, anonymity, or some other advantage. Among the first to emerge were Namecoin and Litecoin. And CoinMarketCap.com doesn't even have a historical snapshot for 2011 or 2012. It starts only in 2013, and even the charts that we normally look at, that only goes back to 2013. So let's talk about that. 2013, Bitcoin price crashes. Shortly after the price of one Bitcoin reached $1,000 for the first time, the price quickly began to decline. And we can see that here in 2013, when the price rallied from $130 all the way up to $1,000. And many who invested money at this point will have suffered losses as the price plummeted back to around $300. It would be more than 2 years before it ever reached $1,000 again. So can you even imagine being around at this time, seeing Bitcoin rally from $20,000, then fall to $6,000? Bitcoin rally to $1,000, then fall back to $300. Could you have held on to your Bitcoin? Or would you have sold? 2014. So, by the way, guys, 2013, many people were worried. They thought, oh, Bitcoin rallied and now it's dead. Cut to 2014, scams and theft. Bitcoin has proven to be an attractive and lucrative target for criminals. In January 2014, the world's largest Bitcoin exchange, Mt. Gox, went offline, and the owners of 850,000 Bitcoins never saw them again. Of course, they stole, at the time, it was valued at $450 million, worth a lot more today. But more FUD, more people saying Bitcoin's just a fad, Bitcoin's dead, Bitcoin's not going anywhere. 2016, Ethereum and ICOs. One cryptocurrency came close to stealing Bitcoin's thunder, Ethereum. Enthusiasm grew around the Ethereum platform. This platform uses cryptocurrency known as Ether to facilitate blockchain-based smart contracts and apps. Of course, we know what Ethereum, great coin, great potential. In 2017, became an ICO farm. But back in 2016, in the US, the SEC warned investors that due to the lack of oversight, ICOs could easily be scams or Ponzi schemes disguised as legitimate investments, which some were. The Chinese government went one further by banning them outright. So more FUD, more people worried, is Bitcoin dead? And we are very familiar with 2017, right? Bitcoin rallied up all the way to 20,000, and here we are today. Well, actually, this is 2013 and 14. Here we are today. I guess my point with all this is that year after year, Bitcoin has been declared dead. In fact, Bitcoin has been declared dead over 300 times. But each year, it's very scary to imagine, or not scary, it's almost unimaginable thinking about Bitcoin being worth any more than what it was at its last all-time high. And that brings us to this article right here. The next Bitcoin block reward halving event could prove to be a watershed moment for its price, according to data currently circulating around social media. In this study, they concluded that it's very possible that by 2023, in less than 5 years, one Bitcoin could be worth $10 million. Now, I hope this short history I showed you kind of put things into a little bit more perspective to see that maybe it is possible when you look at the bigger picture. Let's get into this article. A summary of Bitcoin's price at the first 2 block halvings uploaded by Reddit by Telegram news channel What's on Crypto notes that Bitcoin price increased by orders of magnitude in each period. At the first halving, so let's see what happened after each halving. At the first halving in 2012, Bitcoin traded around $12. By the second halving in 2016, Bitcoin is trading at $650. The third halving has not happened yet. It's due to happen around mid-2020 or around 640 days. We will see the block reward reduced from what is now the mining reward is at 12.5 Bitcoins. The mining reward will be reduced to 6.25 Bitcoins, while What's on Crypto suggests ongoing trends could see prices hit a giant 10 million by 2023. And this is not to suggest that the day the halving happens, the price will skyrocket up. In fact, historically, that's not what happens. It takes time. But anyways, about this prediction, the forecast came using a so-called halving line, which demonstrates that between the first and second halvings, prices increased bilaterally 200% per year or 3 times year on year. And of course, if I showed you this graph, you just see a kind of exponentially growing line. Also, this study took into account hash rate and found Bitcoin's hash rate had a direct correlation on the price. And if you don't know what hash rate is the speed at which a compute is completing an operation in the Bitcoin code. A higher hash rate is better when mining, as it increases your opportunity of finding the next block and receiving the reward. And I don't know if you've ever looked at, you can take a look at the historical record of Bitcoin hash rate. This is 2000, this is the past year basically, steady growth. And if we take a look at the all-time charts for hash rate, we will be able to see, wow, I guess Bitcoin has been on a hash rate bull run for the last 9+ years. So I can only imagine what this is going to look like by 2023. So what do you think? Is it possible that in 5 years Bitcoin can be worth $10 million? I think there is tons of room for Bitcoin to grow in this market. I think the next milestone, just psychologically speaking, is Bitcoin at $100,000, which is very much possible. I mean, especially considering the history of Bitcoin. We got to get past just what's happened in 2017 and 2018 and 2016. We have to look, imagine being invested in Bitcoin when Bitcoin is trading for a couple dollars. Everybody talked about these are just, pumps. Bitcoin's just getting pumped. Bitcoin has no value. It's going to be worth nothing. Yet year after year, obituary after obituary, Bitcoin has survived and Bitcoin has retained its store of value. I think Bitcoin hitting $100,000, definitely very possible. I think Bitcoin hitting $1 million, very much possible. Now, $10 million, that's so far in the future, I don't even want to say yes or no because anything could happen. Here's the thing. I think Bitcoin is going to remain a store of value. I think the name of the game is to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible and take out positions in altcoins and use the gains to continue to accumulate Bitcoin. I think one day we will be able to tell our friends, hey, I got into Bitcoin around $6,500, and that will be very much a point of pride. Anyways, I'm curious to know what you think. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys. Have a great night, or have a great day. See you tomorrow.